Hello everyone, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition solo runs. Last time we dealt with some more goblins in a side passage off of the Druid's Grove, not the Cleric's Grove, that would be weird. And now we are here in front of the 3 ogres, having procured ourselves some... What are we doing? Why are you doing that? Having procured ourselves some oil barrels. So here, Lump the Enlightened is the main concern for us, because they have spell casting due to what lies in their gut. Before we kick off an instigating fight action, I'm going to absolutely get ourselves a little frog friend. And now we have the explosive down below. And I think the fastest way to kick things off here is probably going to be with a bomb. So, actually, before we do that, let's see if we can't get a grease bottle and just throw one of those kind of in amongst everybody. Because I definitely want it at the very least contacting the barrel. So let's go with like that. Okay, that's not gone great. But the rock that they threw got stuck in the ceiling. Interesting. Alright, frog, do your thing over here. That is a fail. Why? Are we getting a go? We're not. We're not getting a go, even though we're not surprised. Alright, peculiar. And is everyone going to move out of this grease trap? Please fall over, please fall over. Ah. Alright. Frog friend is down. And these guys are really spilling out into the streets. Okay. Where's the bomb? You the bomb. Okay. That did a good chunk of damage to Chock and Lump, though Fank remains uninjured. We do have a bonus action now. Probably should have done this first, but we will put Hunter's Mark on Lump. And then we're going to move down the rooftop here. Try and get ourselves away from their line of sight. Turn ourselves around just in case of backstab issues. They take another 4 damage and 3 in the fire. And they're really having some issues trying to throw through the roof. Now the question is, how are we going to get an angle on Lump down there? I think for right now, perhaps our better option is just going to be going after Chock and reducing the number of actions they have to 2 between them instead of 3. Are these guys close enough to Horde Break? They are not. As such, it's just going to be a regular ranged attack for me. 10 damage is huge. We will hop back over this side of the roof. Make sure we're facing them. They are getting in range, thinking about where they want to be. Possibly trying to come around the back side. And they hit us with an acid arrow. The geometry of this roof really is something. Or did he get us through that window? There's a little bit of shattered roof there. Very cheeky. But from this side, they cannot destroy that roof, which is great. So acid is less... Yeah, reduces armor class by 2 for duration. Question is, can we attack Lump from here, and do we want to do anything special about that attack, such as poisoning our weapon or casting Hunter's Mark first? Let's go with some poison, because we've got plenty of it. And do we have our bow out at the moment? We do. That's what we want. So, where were we? Poison. Coat, weapon. That was done. So now we have 1d8 plus 4 plus 1d4. Attacking Lump the Enlightened. I did 11 damage. And now we're going to move. I'm going to sneeze. We're going to move around this side of the roof. Or in fact, let's try and get behind that chimney. So now Lump doesn't have line of sight on us unless he leaves. And these guys should still have an issue hitting us. Hopefully I don't regret not healing yet. Critical miss is wonderful. These guys, not sure where they should be going. I think at this stage, the move might be... Oh god. That's fine. Take out Lump and Chock and leave Fank for now, because they still have all of their hit points. We still have some poison, and now I'm going to Hunter's Mark as well. Because not only will this be 1d8 plus 4 plus 1d4 plus 1d6, which should hopefully see them die, but also when they do, we can just transfer it over because they should die fairly quickly here. Although I really regret not healing now that I look at it, but hey, those are the breaks. And we did not roll good damage. So where do we want to be? Oh god. This does not seem ideal. But there, we are still in the acid, unfortunately. Alright, that's good. These two still acting peculiarly underneath us. That guy out of range doesn't know what to do with themselves, so now we just need to do 5 damage around this chimney. I'm going to come around this side to do it. That way we're not getting closer to the other two foes. Excellent. There's 100 XP. Now, time to heal. 7 is sufficient. And we're just going to kind of stay here and keep this piece of wall between us and Fank down there. And what we really want to do is get Chock dead as well. Then in a 1-to-1 we should be fine. And they really don't know how to deal with me being up on the roof, because they can just throw stones and hit with their mace, as opposed to the other guy that we've killed that had spell casting. Made them a much more flexible opponent. If we come up, if we just hop up here, I don't think we'll be able to see... Oh, maybe we can through these gaps here. Let's recast, reapply Hunter's Mark with a bonus action. Then we only need to do 9 off of 1d8 plus 4 plus 1d6. And with a crit, yeah, you figure that's going to work out. So, give ourselves some cover. So now we have an option of fleeing or just trying to 1v1 this person. And I think if they're going to struggle to deal with us being up on the rooftop here, that 100 XP is the difference between us being level 3 and level 4. So let's see what we can do here. Reapply Hunter's Mark. And then it's going to be a lot of long range work here. 9 is great. Hop back into cover and see if they actually do anything. I've seen this happen. There was the fight outside the Druid's Grove. There was the fight with the Ogre and the Bugbear. There was the fight with the cultists. And now here. So often it seems that the AI just kind of gets stuck in this loop of not knowing what to do. I don't know whether it's just because of the 3D geometry we've been using, or if there's some kind of a bug that's happening way more in this campaign than my previous campaigns, or if I'm doing something different by being alone. But lots of these encounters are seeming to break in the most convenient ways. But hey, I'm not going to complain. If they can't get an angle on us or climb the roof or whatever else, that's their problem, not mine. But hopefully one that will be fixed, because I would like them to act as naturally as they can in future. But hey, with this, they die, we get 100 more XP, and just before we level up, let's do a quick loot of the 3 of them. Are we right at our inventory cap? We're not. We did sell some stuff off. That's good. So we got some sausage. Lump's Warhorn. We could blow and summon them, but we obviously can't be doing that. The Diary of Lump the Enlightened. Day 1. Now that I see truth, I can scarcely remember a time before. At first I thought it in the human's thin flesh that bestowed this gift, but I've come to believe it was the circlet she wore. There was a crunch in that shoe. Day 4. The Goblin Boss Draw Rasglin made a tantalizing proposal. Spare any prey bearing his new god's brand and feast on the rest. He offered considerable coin in return. So that's why they've not been attacking all of the others. So for Lurch, this was... excuse me. For Lurch, this was an integral part of our plan, being a fighter with spellcasting using intelligence. But we do now have the Warped Headband of Intellect that will increase our wearer intelligence to 18. But as a ranger, our spellcasting is wisdom and our dexterity is our main attacking stat. So intelligence being 18 will be great for some various checks and so forth, and so we will of course keep it with us. But for our combat needs, it's not nearly as important. As for the other 2, it's going to be a little hike around the building. We've got some gold and a whole chicken. That'll be a nice dinner for us. And then Fank, what you got for us? A pig's head and some gold. Super. And so with that, we can see by the little cross symbol here, we have reached level 4. Our hit point maximum comes up to 32, and we get a new feat. So of course we could pick any of these if we wanted to, say, increase our speed, or if we wanted to gain more proficiency with shields if we didn't have it already, then, you know, we could. But as it stands, we are going to be taking the ability score improvement of 2 stats by 1 or 1 stat by 2. And in this case, we're going to take our dexterity from 17 to 18 and our wisdom from 15 to 16. And so this is going to do a lot of stuff for us. There's no other decisions to be made. We don't get to change any of our spell casting. So let's accept that and check out our character sheet. So you can now see that our melee attack is up to +7 when we are using a finesse weapon like this steel-forged sword. And our ranged attack is up to +9. So that is +4 from our dexterity, because you get 1 point of positive number for every even number moving upwards over 10, and -1 for every odd number moving downwards below 10, with 10 being a straight 0. So we gain 4 from our 18 in dexterity. We gain 2 from our proficiency bonus, which makes 6. We have a +1 weapon, which makes 7. And our archery fighting style brings our ranged attacks up to 9. It also means that with a +1 weapon, we are now doing 1d6 plus 5 damage on a melee attack, or 1d8 plus 5 damage on a ranged attack. Our armor class does not increase because we have a maximum of +2 dexterity here with the Githyanki half plate. Although now, this is 15 plus 2, but we now have +4 to our dexterity. So if we could get something like a studded leather armor, we might actually be able to get a higher dexterity with no disadvantage on our stealth rolls. So that will be something we'll be looking out for later on. We also have all of our dexterity stats increased. So our acrobatics is now +4, sleight of hand +6, and stealth is +6. Anything else for us to consider? Of course, our wisdom went up, and so our spell attack DC is now, our spell attack bonus is now +5, which is a 16 of wisdom is +3, and our proficiency bonus being 2 makes that +5, and our spell save DC is now 12. So that's 8 plus proficiency of 2 is 10, plus wisdom is +3. So I think that will be 13 when we reload the game. I think that's a known bug. The same thing happens with Lurch. When we put on the circlet, it didn't update that number correctly the first time. And of course, our health is now maximum of 32. I don't think we get anything for being level 5 drow or anything if we check our skills. We've not gained anything weird or wonderful like last time we gained drow magic fairy fire, but nothing else there. But that does bring us up to level 4, and with that we are going to be going after some far more interesting encounters. So we're not going to get any stronger than we are, apart from if we find good... Oh, we have too much to carry. We are up to 200 exactly. What can we get rid of that weighs something? I'm going to get rid of this basic poison. Do I still... No, I'm not over encumbered. We're at exactly 200. So in that case, I am going to go back to the Druid's Grove. And most of our weight is increased because we're holding those oil barrels. But I'm going to take a spin back to the Druid's Grove. Sell anything that we can conveniently. And go and see the blacksmith to see if they might have any kind of +1 leather armor or +1 studded leather armor. Anything of that ilk that will mean we no longer have disadvantage on our stealth rolls. So another trip back to the ever faithful Druid's Grove. One thing that I am going to trade, because I don't know why I've been holding them onto them for so long, or whether I looted them off the corpse of our companions, but we do have, hiding here somewhere, I know I marked them as wares, 4 Scrolls of Revivify, which are of course no good to us because we can't cast Revivify on ourselves if we go down. We don't need this Tarnished Locket. I don't need a Tarnished Locket with the Dancing Lights evocation. We're going to sell some more of this stuff off upstairs, or downstairs rather, to the smith. And you don't have any leather armor +1, so it would be 12 plus 4 dexterity would get to 16. Then the shield for 18, as opposed to our current 15 plus 2 dex plus 2 is 19. So the +1 leather armor isn't quite going to cut it. And we could take both and then be able to swap out if stealth really was important. But I will double check what they have downstairs first. So we'll trade for cash for that. I will also take spare potion invisibility. Always all of the health potions. Don't need anything else here, I don't think. Nothing else for us to be selling right now. But the potions of invisibility may well be really crucial later on. So let's hop downstairs. Alright, back down with Demon.
Looking for steel? I have, well...
Something close. Let's trade you and I. Any really good armor. Scale Mail +1 is not what we need. Oakfather's Embrace is not what we need. Alas, we are not going to find what we want here, but we can sell off Nature's Snare. We probably should have sold some of these scrolls that we cannot cast. Otherwise, the weight burden that we have mainly is these 2 oil barrels that we're carting around with us for when we need something going off with a bang. But I will trade you for those, good sir. And I don't think we need anything else here. All the +1 weapons you could imagine, but not the armor that we really wish for. They've got leather armor. I've never seen studded leather armor. Ring mail, scale, +1 scale, ring, leather, padded leather, chain shirt, another chain shirt. Yeah, so alas, this is not the stuff that we need, but I will keep my eye out for any kind of armor that may well increase our armor class that little bit more. Okay, well, that's going to wrap it up for today. Now, we are probably looking at another long rest soon, having exhausted our spell slots and actually our short rests this time round. So we will do that next time, and then, now that we're level 4, the world is our oyster. It's not going to get any easier for us now that we have all of our skills capped out as they are. But you can see that we have nice high scoring attack rolls with our range. If we could ever find a +1 heavy crossbow, that would be really good, because that would increase our damage by an average of like, I don't know, 0.2 or 0.3 or something. I'm going to guess you did not have one. I wasn't really looking. No, just your ranged stuff. Alright, well, that's going to conclude it for today. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you have any requests or things that you would like to see me do now that we are level 4, any threads to pull on, perhaps, since we're in the Druid's Grove, we'll get a heal in, go see those harpies, but otherwise, thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing, hitting the like button, questions, comments, you know it all by now. Thanks ever so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.